What's going on, y'all? We finna do this interview as promised. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna call Next Legacy Radio right now. You know what I'm saying? On Blog Talk Radio. Go ahead and do this interview right quick. You know what I'm saying? And we'll chop it up a little bit afterwards.
Welcome to BlogTalkRadio. If you desire to speak to the host, please press 1 at any time, and the host will be notified that there is a caller in queue. You are now in the host queue.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. But, you know, hip-hop as a culture, I mean, we're going to discuss the law of success and what you can be able to do to break bread. And this is, like I said, the AM Buzz, and I am Brandon. I got my man Kenrock on, mic'd up and on.
What's going on with your boy?
What's up with it?
Ain't shit. How you living, man?
Man, living good, man. Living good. Want to thank you for coming on to the show. I mean, we just rocked Rebirth, which is off a project you got going on, right?
Oh yeah, that's off Rebirth of a Hustler the Street album coming out. You know what I'm saying, next year. You know what I'm saying, around next summertime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You
I
know
appreciate you having me though.
What's up?
I said I appreciate you having me though. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you letting me come here on your platform. You know what I'm saying? Do my thing.
You know, it's 100%, man, supporting somebody out there trying to go get it, bro. So, you know, for the people out there that's trying to get to know you, you know what I'm saying, give them a little background about you and where you hail at and what you trying to get in.
Okay. Well, my name Kenrock for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a couple different aliases, but you know what I'm saying? You find me under Kenrock, everything on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? I hail from Bad News, Virginia, you know what I'm saying? That's Newport News, Virginia, but you know what I'm saying? On some real shit, I'm a Rolling Stone, you know what I'm saying? I travel a lot, you know what I'm saying? This music industry got you traveling, anybody in it know that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm something like a Rolling Stone, you know what I'm saying? So I represent Pensacola, I represent Bad News, Virginia, and I represent South Jersey. I hold them all on my back, you know what I'm saying? Not too many people out here can say that, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to take it with this rap game, man, I just want people to say, man, you know what I'm saying, this nigga came in out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, he changed the game, you know what I'm saying, he brought it back to that storytelling, you know what I'm saying, but on a different level, you know what I'm saying, because you got a few storytellers out there right now, you know what I'm saying, like Wale, you know what I'm saying, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, whatever like that, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, they all doing it on their own level, and Kendrick Lamar, he one of the first to me, in my own opinion, no disrespect to Wale or nothing, but or J. Cole, but one of the first, you know what I'm saying, to do it on another level, you know what I'm saying, on some storytelling shit, but doing it on a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying, and I'm just trying to do the same thing, do it on my level, you know what I'm saying, and change the game and let them know, you know what I'm saying, that this is what hip hop is. It ain't what it, you know what I'm saying, what it turned out to be, you know what I'm saying, and traveled into. That's one form of hip hop, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying, music is getting watered down because of certain things that people is doing in certain, you know what I'm saying, music that they playing, you know what I'm saying, so I'm just trying to bring it back, you know what I'm saying, to that good music, you know what I'm saying, that music that people just love to hear, sit back, close their eyes, and they can visualize everything you saying, you feel me?
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, and the way you talking, bro, makes me sound like I need to go buy CDs from you, bro. Like you talk like you got a lot of passion for what you do, man. So, I mean, once you start getting the mic and getting into the studio and start, you know what I'm saying, handling your music business, was you a young dude or, you know, when you got started?
Well, I started out young, you know what I'm saying, as far as in, you know what I'm saying, like honing my craft, you know what I'm saying, and just like I started out writing poems or whatever, you know what I'm saying. One of the first people I ever listened to was Tupac, you know what I'm saying, and I noticed how he wrote poems, you know what I'm saying, pretty much his songs were like poems about his life, you know what I'm saying, so I started to do the same. It was a way to vent, you know what I'm saying, but I really didn't start recording, like I started recording, like, you know what I'm saying, but you know, on some low level production, you know what I'm saying, and that was like in the late 90s or whatever, you know what I'm saying. I was a jit at the time, a teenager at the time, you know what I'm saying? But on a professional level, I just started recording, you know what I'm saying? And that was like 4 years ago, I started recording on a professional level, and I'm talking about, going to professional studios and spending that bread and getting the professional the professional sound from different producers in the industry, you know what I'm saying? And to me, to me, that's something that you have to do if you're really serious. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna want to break bread with you or put any money behind you or whatever if you ain't doing it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about networking. You know what I'm saying? You're only as strong as your network and your fan base. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of fresh. You know what I'm saying? It's safe to say I'm kind of fresh at it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, on a lower level, I've been doing it for a very long time, about 15 years, my man.
That's what's up, Kenrock. So I guess on the Legacy Showcase and Buzz, and you mentioned the Wale's and the Kendrick Lamar's and stuff like that or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, you're basically giving them props for, showing some form of creativity. I mean, There's a lot of people out there trying to be paper rappers, or they're trying to be something they're not, or they're trying to sound like somebody else in the industry. So when you look at a lot of copycats, because and I know there's like 50 million rappers out there trying to get something out of this game. When you look at that and you see a lot of people out there that's not in it for the longevity, how does that make you feel as an artist trying to get it?
I mean, I'm gonna be 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? It takes me to another level. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Because it saturates the industry and it saturates the game, you know what I'm saying, and the culture, you know what I'm saying, with bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And as an artist and as a true artist who, you know what I'm saying, who wants to take his craft to the highest level that he can, you know what I'm saying, and put out the best music that he can for the people, you know what I'm saying, for the fans, you know what I'm saying, for the world to hear and enjoy, you know what I'm saying. It kills me when people ain't in it for the long haul and they don't want to, you know what I'm saying, study the craft and study the business and study the different aspects of it, or they close-minded to how the music is the music industry is evolving, you know what I'm saying? Like it kills me and it frustrates me, you know what I'm saying, because it just makes my job harder, you know what I'm saying? It just makes what I do, I mean, I'm always gonna do what I do, but it just you know what I'm saying, it just makes me work that much hard, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mind it, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying, like at the same time, what are you really doing it for? Like, we doing it to put out good music, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, like that's enough said right there, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel, you feel me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Should there be hip hop police with as many inmates running the asylum? Should there be enough OGs and should there be enough established dudes to come in and show these young dudes the light?
Oh yeah.
You know what? This business ain't for you, or this is what you need to do in order for you to get your shit popping.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely. Because if not, you're gonna have them out here running them up, man. You're gonna have them out here, you know what I'm saying? Everything gonna be chaotic, and then, like I said, you're gonna have the watered down tunes, you know what I'm saying? Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dog. And that's the problem. It's like people don't want to take people under their wing, you know what I'm saying, and show them the ropes, you know what I'm saying. They more hesitant. And I understand, man, that there's reasons why people are hesitant, but at the same time, that's how you get the best music, you know what I'm saying, out there to the world to hear, you know what I'm saying. And you don't have all them watered down tunes, you know what I'm saying, traveling through everybody's radio, you know what I'm saying, because really don't nobody want to hear that, you know what I'm saying. And that's not, you know what I'm saying, healthy for the culture, you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I never would have thought, you know what I'm saying, in the early 90s that they would say hip-hop was dead one day. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? And we could have prevented that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you're right, Kenrock, because as strong as it was, I mean, you can even go back in the 80s, you go back to the 70s, you know what I'm saying? You can go back since its birth. Like, it was a lot of people that embraced the culture because, you know what I'm saying, even for women, too. I mean, it was a strong force for women. Do you see women out there nowadays like that? You know,
like talking about.
I mean, aside from the, you know, the poster child, which is Nicki Minaj now, but I'm saying in general, like, you had a lot of ill MC rappers.
Lauryn Hill, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, MC Light, you know what I'm saying? Queen Latifah, Missy Elliott, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. It ain't like that no more. That's what I'm saying. It's saturated with a lot of bullshit.
The reason why they was winning was because why? Everybody else put them and took them under their wing. You know, and they battled. They may freestyle battle. They may have done you know what I'm saying, over the or under the sun to get it in or whatever. But the bottom line was somebody was shown the light, or they were shown a way to be able to do it, and that's why you saw so many people have success. You don't see that too many more. Maybe it is, like you said, it was oversaturated, but there's a lot of people like yourself and others that actually really give a shit.
True.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Put them in the front line.
Right.
Other people in the back.
Exactly, my dog. Exactly, man. That's what I'm stay.
You know what I'm
That's what I stay talking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I stay talking. And not too many people look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna do what I do, and it's like Hova said, man. What they eat don't make me shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just keep doing me. You know what I'm saying?
Right on. Kenrock's our guest on the AM Buzz Legacy Showcase, and yo, how do you feel about mixtapes, man? Like, I just want to, someone on the rise like yourself. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the mixtape circuit? Because of course, we talked about the oversaturation of the hip hop community, and there's hella people putting out mixtapes. Even some established rappers kind of getting their feet wet in this mixtape game. But how do you feel about it, though?
Well, the mixtape game is, I think it's beneficial. You know what I'm saying? I think it's beneficial, but I think you shouldn't be dropping mixtapes if you really don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like Meek Mill said, it's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it could definitely be a tool. You know what I'm saying? That could make you very successful. You know what I'm saying? On an independent level without, you know what I'm saying, them labels, you know what I'm saying? Look at, Gucci or whatever, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people doing that in the South or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And up north on the East Coast or whatever. So, and West Coast, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know how you move and you're not marketing it right, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be choosing some old tunes that's not even relevant, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got good, you know what I'm saying, good production or whatever, and you ain't spinning it right, then it ain't doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? But if you actually got a marketing scheme behind it, you know what I'm saying? And you promote, I'm all about putting out mixtapes that sound like albums, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, for the simple fact that when you do that, I think that you're giving the fans as much as you can give them, you know what I'm saying? And at every time, I think that's what you should be doing, is giving them as much as you can give them, you know what I'm saying? So if you're doing that, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm all for it. But if you're putting down that, you know what I'm saying, you just constantly putting down watered down music after music, then to me, you know what I'm saying, do what you do, but I personally think that you're hurting your brand, you know what I'm saying, because you're taking the quality out of the music, you know what I'm saying?
Always look at it like this, bro, and I always feel the mixtape game is like, baseball, of major and minor leagues. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mixtape game is kind of like the minor leagues, where especially for the younger dudes and females, because, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to get heard. So, yeah, you got to, give a few songs for free and market your brand and get your stocks up there. So if people start really feeling and digging the mixtape, then people are definitely gonna buy the album when it drops. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
The OGs like to come back and do it. You know what I'm saying? They getting their feet wet again, just so I can see how many downloads I can get, what kind of buzz I can generate with this, and then go ahead and start marketing. But it's a lot of people that just still live on mixtapes, just keep giving it away. I mean, does that mean that they don't have a strong enough team that they scared to drop an album on iTunes and see if their fan base is gonna sell? Or I'm always confused by that, bro.
Well,
I always thought Kenrock is like, if you got pretty good buzz and you got a nice fan base and you can be able to sell some, throw your shit on iTunes and see what happens.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's a business, my dog. You know what I'm saying? But right. I mean, on a certain level, like I said, if you giving them the best music that you can give them, you know what I'm saying, then go ahead and do that for your fans, because you know what I'm saying, you taking care of the people that's supporting you. You know what I'm saying, and that's holding your lifestyle down. You know what I'm saying? So that's always good. You know what I'm saying? But if you know what I'm saying, if you putting out that boo-boo, then what you really doing? If you ain't talking about nothing, then you ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why even do it to yourself? Why even do that to the people that's choosing to follow you? Because music is a preference, man. People don't have to listen to your music. You know what I'm saying? They choose to listen to you over Hova. You know what I'm saying? At that particular, you know what I'm saying, time or whatever. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, if you pumping out good music, then by all means, you know what I'm saying, like, use that. And I mean, you got to look at the different situation. Like, like Wiz Khalifa, you know what I'm saying, Mac Miller, you know what I'm saying, different people like that pump out, you know what I'm saying, free music and then go around and just do, you know what I'm saying, campaign and do like little shows or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and that's how they built their fan base, you know what I'm saying, just putting out nothing but free music and then like see, like, you know what I'm saying, so many people gravitate to the free music, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gotta steal it or whatever, do whoop-de-woo, you know what I'm saying, they gravitate to the free music, then you build shows off of that, then they love to see what you do, you know what I'm saying, it just grows a little bit more. So like I said, if you putting out good music, then it's good, you know what I'm saying, but if not, then you gonna hurt yourself, you know what I'm saying, like so you might need to hold off and just you feel me.
Hey, and you know, and recently Eminem put something out on the shady website about, you know, artists not you know, pirating, bootlegging the music, because, you know, in a lot of cases he coming out with his album dropped tomorrow, so, you know, he came out with a public cry for people to not do that. So, you know, as an artist coming up, people always gonna find ways to download shit. That's just how it's gonna be. I don't think that'll ever change until they really clamp down. I don't know how they can clamp it down, but that's just how it's gonna be. We stuck with it for life, as far as we know. So as an artist like yourself, and your stocks are rising, and you know you put your hard-earned effort into putting out a good quality product that is for sale, and that you want your loyal fan base to go buy it. I mean, how does that kind of, you know, how do you feel about all this damn piracy going on? It just seems like it only happens for hip hop and R&B. Like, you go country, pop, all that shit, yeah, there's bootlegs, but still, those people that bootleg it still go buy it. So that's why you still get all these pop artists still making, you know what I'm saying, 5-6 million in record sales. You know what I mean? So what's up with that?
Well, I mean, there's different ways. There's different, like you said, there's really nothing that you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they gonna do what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I know rappers, you know what I'm saying, like plenty of people that do music, you know what I'm saying, that's in this industry that are down, like I just seen, you know what I'm saying, I just watched the interview the other day with Schoolboy Q. He was like, they asked him about, yo, if you heard somebody, I can't remember who they said, but yo, you heard somebody music? He said, yeah, I'll go download that shit for free or something like that, something along the lines of what, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't really get rid of it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, there's other ways to be, you know what I'm saying, successful in this industry, you know what I'm saying? So, the people that, I mean, you got those people, you know what I'm saying, that that's devoted to you, or that just love what you do. They love your music. They love you telling stories, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna go buy your music. You know what I'm saying? And they want to see that picture, that poster, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? They remember hip hop for what it was. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, you got your people that's gonna do the opposite, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but at the end of the day, if you making money off of a lot of other things, then why you tripping? Because, you know what I'm saying, people still gonna get your music, and that's what you want to do. You're not supposed to be making music for yourself, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to make music for the world, for the people, you know what I'm saying? So if they gonna download it for free, let them download it for free. If the ones who gonna buy it, you know what I'm saying, let them go buy it, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree, because we're at that age too, Kenrock. Like, you know what I'm saying, we can't change that phase of how shit is now. We just can't do it. But if you get more loyal supporters and people that's willing to buy your shit, you're gonna be better off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you know, the people that download it for free, hey, keep slapping that shit in the car, because your homeboy or your bitch might say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go buy it myself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're not gonna dub it like they used to do in the old days. They might literally go buy it.
Exactly.
I get turned on to, you know, hey, you know what, that's some hot ass Kenrock music, so I'm gonna go ahead and go buy this shit.
Exactly.
So
you know what I'm saying?
It all depends.
Yeah. I take it as it comes, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if they gonna buy it, you know what I'm saying, I love it and I want them to buy it. You know what I'm saying? But if I catch somebody with a with a burned Kenrock CD, I ain't gonna trip either. You know what I'm saying? Because I know word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna spread and everybody gonna buy it anyways. You know what I'm saying? The majority is gonna buy it, to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trip off of that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I just want you to have my music, and I just want you to be enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Like it's all about, it's levels to it. Like Meek Mill said, I'm gonna refer that again. There's levels to it, dog. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I ain't tripping.
That's right. That's right. Kenrock's our guest on the AM Buzz Radio Showcase, and before I got a couple of quick ones before I let you go, but before I get all your information as far as social media grind. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
Yeah.
You were stranded on a desert island.
Mm-hmm.
Just you. You had your. I ain't gonna say Walkman because we don't do that.
Yeah, the man. That my man said Walkman. I feel you.
If you had your CD player where all you had was just Kenrock music or Milli Vanilli music, what would you listen to?
Honestly, man, I gotta choose myself. You know what I'm saying? For what? Because you said Milli Vanilli, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nobody want to listen to no fake ass Milli Vanilli. You feel what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, I'm always gonna be the hero of my story. You feel what I'm saying? So
I'm hoping you was gonna say yourself, nigga. If you said Milli Vanilli, man, this interview might have to be over. I'm just saying, man.
Ain't it, man? That's what I'm saying. Ain't it, man? Yeah, man. But nah, at the end of the day, man, I mean, yeah, I definitely choose myself. I mean, for so many different reasons, bro. That's funny, man. That's a good one. Oh, shit. Yo. You. Think we lost, my man. Yo, homie. Yeah, I think we lost, my man. Yo, boy, you still there? Yeah, we lost. Yeah, but that was straight. I'm finna call him back right quick. See, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to shout out my peoples, you know what I'm saying? I can't do an interview without shouting out my peoples, you feel me? It's on that live stream. You feel me? Hold on. Hey, what's going on, man? We lost you right quick, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. That's just a conspiracy, my dog.
For real, man. Hey, Illuminati, man.
Ain't it, man? All day, boy. Oh man, yeah. We here though.
If you was on the island still, and if you had Machiavelli and you had Biggie ready to die, bro, who would you pick, man?
I'm gonna ride with Mac. I'm gonna ride with Machiavelli, man. I gotta go with Pac, man. You know what I'm saying? No offense to Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Because I love them both, you know what I'm saying? No homo, you know what I'm saying? But I love them both. I love what they do, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta ride with Pac, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, that's who I started with, you know what I'm saying? That's who turned me on to it, you know what I'm saying? And like I just love what he do. I'm a fan, man, and I ain't afraid, you know what I'm saying? I ain't afraid to tell nobody, dog. I'm a fan of Pop, you know what I'm saying? I love what the man do, dog, and he was talented, you know what I'm saying? He a legend, man, and there's so much you can learn. Every time I listen to a Pop song, I learn something different, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I have to rock with him, you feel me?
Hey, all right, last one.
For sure.
Same scenario.
For sure.
All right, you got the Pussycat Dolls or you got the Spice Girls. Which one you throwing in there, bro? Are you throwing it down?
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm gonna rock with the Pussycat Dolls, man. I'm gonna rock with the Pussycat Dolls. No, I gotta break this question down, this answer down for you though. Spice Girls, man, like they hella talented at what they do. They, you know what I'm saying, like how the world spun them off, man. Like there was so much money that was generated from the Spice Girls, bro. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I follow, you know what I'm saying, the head leader, you know what I'm saying, the head singer, whatever, of the Pussycat Dolls, Nicole Scherzinger, you know what I'm saying, and I'm a fan of her whole journey, you know what I'm saying, her whole journey and what she do, you know what I'm saying. So I love their music, you know what I'm saying. I love what she do, so you know what I'm saying. I had to choose them, you know what I'm saying. No offense to the Spice Girls.
And shout out to Nicole because she fine too, though.
Yeah, ain't it, man? Yeah, come on, it's the Pussycat Dolls, right? Like, come on, bro, you know what I'm saying. You know, I mean, no disrespect to the Spice Girls. I mean, I know Cumberland's still looking right, but how old they is by now? You know what I'm saying? Like, just give it at 100, bro. Just give it at 100, boy.
Hey, man, you a hell of a cool dude, man. Give out your social media stuff, your Twitter, Facebook, website, all that shit.
Yeah, for sure, man. This Kenrock, man. Mr. Let's Get It Right, boy. The single Rebirth of a Hustler dropping soon. It's in January 17, 2014, man. Shout out to DJ Jamie O. Shout out to Rob Terrell, the deal maker. You know what I'm saying? The gatekeepers to the upper echelon, if that's where you're trying to take your music. You know what I'm saying? Wealth Nation's holding me down. You know what I'm saying? Universal Music Group holding me down. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DeMario, JDS Marketing, you know what I'm saying, and my publicist Jalen. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to my people Sam Knight, you know what I'm saying, Class Act Entertainment, my producers Don Chigo, Dirty Harry, you know what I'm saying, my business partner Horace Brown, they call him HB out there, you know what I'm saying. I want to let you know you can go get all your production needs, you know what I'm saying, prevalentproductions.com, you know what I'm saying, all your mixing, mastering, engineering, all your beats. If you want to buy some songs, whatever, it's prevalentproductions.com. Get all the new music from Kenrock at reverbnation.com/Kenrock83. Follow me on Twitter at Kenrock83, you know what I'm saying, and we living, you know what I'm saying. And I want to appreciate you know what I'm saying, for having me on the show, you know what I'm saying, like I said, and give me a platform to do my thing, my dog. For sure.
Oh, man, you a cool-ass dude, bro. So, hey, give out that Twitter one more time so all the people out there this morning can go ahead and follow you.
Yeah. Like I said, it's Twitter. It's www.twitter.com, you know what I'm saying, /Kenrock83, you know what I'm saying, at Kenrock83. You feel me? Go ahead, link up with me, dog. You know what I'm saying? We out here, you feel me?
There's a lot of fake-ass Kenrocks out there. I just looked it up, man.
Yeah.
Kenrock 83 is the real one. So
yeah.
All y'all people out there, follow Kenrock.
Yeah, they got a Jamaican boy out there, you know what I'm saying? He jamming, you know what I'm saying? He jamming over there with my name and shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is the real Kenrock, man. At Kenrock83, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Get all your real Kenrock shit, you know what I'm saying? The official Kenrock, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, most definitely appreciate it, man. Be easy, man. I'm following you right now on Twitter, man. So hit me back, man.
For sure, already, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, when the album get ready to drop, man, let's do an album release, man. Let's get it in, man. Let's do it big like the old school radio days, man. Let's turn it up like that.
Already, man. I got you, my dog. You definitely be hearing back from me, man.
I appreciate the love, man. Keep it easy.
Appreciate you, boy. Yeah, so they gonna play my music right now, as you can hear. It's a long interview, huh? It's crazy, but it don't get no raw than that. You know what I'm saying? It don't get no raw than that, boy. So y'all make sure that y'all hit me back. Let me know how y'all felt about the interview. You know what I'm saying? I actually got it recorded this time, so y'all watch it, whatever. It's pretty long, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you don't watch the whole thing, but you know what I'm saying? Just check it out, you know what I'm saying? Leave your comments, let me know. Make sure you hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all follow me, like I said, at Kenrock83, you know what I'm saying? If you're not already following me, get all your new music, reverbnation.com, /Kenrock83, you know what I'm saying? And we out here living, man, you know what I'm saying? We out here living, man. I'm gonna let y'all rock with this song right quick.
Now you drop the T, I'm still a G, cause
Be right back. My fault about that, y'all. Here I go. Let y'all rock that song, though. Hey. Yeah. So, that concludes the interview.
Kenrock, definitely appreciate
Check him
the
out, see what he
interview,
say.
man. This dude's a cool-ass motherfucker. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow him on Twitter at Kenrock83. I am Brandon. This is the AM Buzz Legacy Showcase. That was fun, man. That was fun. Hit that man up. Check out his music on ReverbNation.com/Kenrock83 and show your support. All the people out there on Twitter right now that's following me, follow him. You know what I'm saying? Just show that support. No, cool ass dude. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna support his music.
That's love.
Show. Let me go ahead and take some calls. If you want to hit the number, dial it 949-270-5912. This is the AM Buzz. I'm Brandon, and you are now listening to Sweet Aaron. Sweet Aaron is in the building. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm in the building. Good morning, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't. What's up, girl?
Nothing much. Nice interview.
Thank you.
Oh, shit.
You sound dry. What the hell wrong with you?
I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. That shit crazy.
Anyways, let me go ahead and say hello to Denia. Denia, your mic is on too. Welcome to the AM Buzz.
Good morning.
Hell no.
Oh, you sound worse than Aaron.
And oh my gosh, boy. That was fun. How was everybody doing this morning?
I don't know. Feet hurt, tired, just woke up.
Be
You know what I'm saying?
the massage.
No, actually I don't, but, I need, unless that massage comes with money. Does it come with money?
Yeah, it comes
Like
with money.
$500, $600, $700, stuff like that. Hey, I'll take it. Oh, it comes with that. Word. Oh, yo, I'm with that thing.
Hey, we gonna listen to this nigga right quick, man. We gonna see.
Would you say, Aaron?
I'll take either or. I'll
You
take
say either or?
or.
You'll take the money and the massage?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You want
Okay.
separate time? You want to set a wall?
Either or.
Okay. Either or. How come you can't take both?
I can take both.
Okay. It sounds like you
But
just
I'll
woke up
just have
anyway,
to do
so
one. I'm not greedy.
can you wake up
I'm not
please first
greedy.
before? Can you wake up
I
please
am
first? Because it
woke
sounds
up.
like you just woke. Nah, you sound like you still sleep. So no.
No, I'm
You sound
not.
like you sound like you're asleep.
I am woke.
Yo, they play the hell out of her, yo.
Is that new language that you're talking? Is that Aaron Phonics?
Yes.
Aaron Phonics?
I am awake. Awoke.
You are awoke
Whatever.
up.
They clown the hell out of that girl. Can you?
Really blah. So.
You sound blah.
We go ahead and take a call real quick from the 4-4.
Oh shit.
Your mic is on. Welcome to the AM Buzz Legacy Showcase. How you doing?
What's cracking and they have acting?
What's up?
Who's this?
I'm glad for you to say this, bro. How you don't know who this is? This is Sir K.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, you calling from a different number. You calling from the bad number.
Friend, you don't listen.
Yeah, I don't listen to you. I don't listen to you, Aaron. That's what I'm saying. I don't listen
That's
to
the
you.
problem.
Yeah.
That is exactly
But,
the problem.
Actually, it's not.
That's about all I want to hear about that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how we do it, man. So like I said, follow me on Twitter at Kenrock83. Get all the new music, ReverbNation.com. It's /, not /, /Kenrock83. And yeah, I'm up out of here.